What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft video, so let's get into it. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the 2015 match-fixing scandal that happened in StarCraft 2 and sent shockwaves throughout the entire landscape of esports, and how this affected StarCraft in such a way that I believe the only way that a lot of people will be able to move on, and a lot of those sponsorships and advertisers that the StarCraft scene lost, will only be mended by that of a StarCraft 3. So let's talk about it. So I know that the match-fixing scandal, guys, came out in 2015, but I definitely want to talk about it, and obviously, guys, lots of things happened here that ended up creating a massive amount of exposure from the news media on StarCraft 2, but in a very negative light. And I want to give you guys my impressions of this, but also I want to talk to you guys about why a StarCraft 3 could very well be a fresh start. So the 2015 match-fixing scandal was the first of its kind for StarCraft 2. It included participation of several Korean pro gamers and a coach, namely Yoda Bibiong and Gerard, who had been involved in fixing competitive StarCraft 2 matches. They were subsequently banned for lifetime by KeSPA. In early 2016, more players in Life and Bibiong were charged for match fixing. It is often compared to a similar incident in StarCraft Brood War. And by the way, guys, this article was written by Liquipedia, and the full article will be in the description down below. First suspicions of match fixing in competitive StarCraft 2 came to light on January 20th, 2015, when Pinnacle Sports, an online betting website, released a statement about voiding all bets on the 2015 Pro League Round 1 match between San and Dark, playing for their teams StarTale Yo and SK Telecom T1 respectively. This was done due to suspected manipulation. Additionally, TL.net user Swoope, who had originally notified KeSPA and Pinnacle Sports about uncommon movements of the so-called betting line, posted more details on why this match was regarded as suspicious, mostly due to heavy movement of the so-called betting line. Only 3 days later, on January 23rd, 2015, Pinnacle Esports voided bets on the 2015 GSL Season 1 Code S match between Innovation and Super. It was later confirmed that betting lines for the first map had rapidly changed shortly before the match started. While there are differences in racial balance regarding maps, it is usually not that significant. Innovation indeed lost the first map on Overgrowth, but went on to win the series with a score of 2-1. On May 7, 2015, KeSPA released an official statement regarding recent match-fixing allegations. They claim that there have been attempts to fix matches, but the players who were approached by brokers declined the offers. Additionally, that incident had been reported to the police, several brokers were arrested, and KeSPA was stepping up its efforts to combat manipulations. Also, they asked the fans to not make any inappropriate accusations to players. This statement was released only hours after Korean media had reported that Seolki might be involved to match fixing. According to later media reports, Seolki had been approached by a broker but declined the offer. After the broker had lost his money, he felt threatened by his investor and asked the police for help. In the following investigation, Seolki was questioned as a witness. Then there was an incident in-game clock removed from Pro League broadcasts. Starting from July 27, 2015, SpoTV removed the in-game clock from the Pro League broadcast to counteract illegal betting and or match fixing. This was done after bets on certain time-based events, for example, no unit dies under 5 minutes, had gained more popularity in illegal online gambling in Korea. The removal of an official clock makes it harder for bookmakers and gamblers to track these bets. Then we can see the fixed matches here below. The report lists 5 matches which had been manipulated. It is highlighted that a manipulation can be an intentional loss going over under a certain time regardless of result, or other similar ways. It was not released how each match had specifically been manipulated. For some cases, it is not known to which match or matches in the series the report refers to. You can see Yoda here, of course, his matches, versus Life or TY. So Yoda and Bibiong were involved in many fixed matches, and then of course their sentencing followed those accusations. On March 31st, 2016, it was reported that sentencing was passed down on everyone involved in the match-fixing scandal, including former Prime members Gerard Yoda and Bibiong, who were sentenced to 18 months of prison on 3-year suspension each. Enough, a former pro gamer, host and journalist who acted as broker, was sentenced to 2 years in prison, suspended for 3 years. Other brokers and backers received similar punishment and with sentences between 10 and 18 months also suspended. Additionally, Yoda, Gerard, and BBYong were fined 30 million KRW, 10 million KRW, and 5 million KRW, respectively. In the Korean judicial system, suspension is a period of probation for prison sentences of 1 year or less. If the convicted person does not infract against the law in that time, they are exempted from the original sentence. About 1 week later, on April 8th, 2016, KESPA announced that they will pursue legal measures against everyone involved in the match-fixing scandal, possibly including suing for damages caused by the scandals. They will also continue player education as well as illicit website monitoring programs to prevent further incidents. On January 29, 2016, KESPA announced just a few days after Life's requested transfer to Afrika Freaks that he had been arrested by the Changwon prosecutor's office, which had already handled the Yoda, BBYong, and Gerard incident. At the time, it was not clear whether his arrest was related to that, but he was already prevented from playing any official StarCraft 2 match until he was acquitted by cooperating with the league organizers. It is also noted that neither his former team KT Rolster nor Afrika Freaks were aware of any incident which could have led to his arrestment. 2 days later, it was indeed confirmed by the Changwon Regional Prosecutor's Office that they had arrested Life on charges of receiving money for match fixing. No specific charges were revealed by the prosecutor's office except that they are related to the match fixing in 2015, claiming that the investigation was still ongoing. Life was considered by many to be one of the greatest StarCraft 2 players of all time, having won 10 premier tournaments including 2012 GSL Season 4, 2014 WCS Global Finals, and 2015 GSL Season 1, and received in total over $460,000 in prize money, making him the player with second most tournament earnings behind MC. This is where the match fixing scandal really went to all over the place in esports. It sent ripple effects into all of esports when Life was arrested for this match fixing scandal. I mean, it started obviously with Yoda and BBYong, but Life, one of the best StarCraft 2 players, arguably the best StarCraft 2 player of all time, and he was accused of this. That's where this story absolutely exploded. On April 21st, 2016, the Changwon Regional Prosecution Service released an official report charging Life and Terran player BBYong with match fixing. Additionally, 11 brokers and financial backers, including Enough, who had already been involved in the Prime match fixing scandal, were indicted. They state that investigations relating match fixing in StarCraft 2 had recommenced a few months after the first arrest in October 2015, when a broker was apprehended at large in January 2016, bringing to light that match fixing is occurring on a broad scale within the Korean StarCraft 2 scene. It is mentioned that BBYong turned himself into the authorities, which is the reason why he had not been arrested, contrary to Life. Enough, a former StarCraft Brood War player, esports host, and journalist who had already been involved and convicted in the match-fixing scandal of October 2015, was charged with paying money to compensate Life for match-fixing as well as betting on these manipulated matches. Additionally, he was charged for using informations of a manipulated match for betting. The match in question is called P vs. J on May 13, 2015 in 2015 Global StarCraft 2 League Season 2. The report uses J as abbreviation for BBYong, but P's real identity remains unknown. Then you can see below the fixed matches that list 3 manipulated matches with the charged player losing 1 map on purpose per match. And you can see exactly how much those players were paid to lose a match. On July 14, 2016, it was reported that an appeal for more lenient sentencing, which Life had filed earlier, was dismissed by the Changwon District Court. Also, Life sentencing was revealed 18 months of prison suspended for 3 years, as well as 70 million KRW fine. Life had argued that he had already been in prison for 2 months during the investigations and has been banned from any KESPA Pro gaming. However, the court decided that the damage he had caused the esports scene and its credibility weights more than his status as a minor. It was also reported that similar appeals for BBYong, and Enough had been dismissed. So there you have it, guys. The match-fixing scandal of 2015 that sent ripple effects throughout the entirety of esports and really threw so much shade at StarCraft 2 and the brand. So really what this video is meant for, guys, is obviously to show all of you about this match-fixing scandal as to what happened, because a lot of people to this day still don't even know about this match-fixing scandal and how it really sent such negative ripples throughout the entirety of esports. What I will say, guys, is ultimately, I believe that a StarCraft 3 needs to be echoed into existence from us as the community for a number of reasons, but one of those being the 2015 match-fixing scandal. When you look at StarCraft 2, it's an incredible game, right? Well, arguably one of the best real-time strategy games of all time. And when you have negative stuff like this happening, and there's, advertisers that are pulling out from StarCraft 2, you have teams that are leaving the esport, players are moving on to other games. All of those things end up taking a massive toll on StarCraft as a whole, and the brand itself. What I believe needs to happen is we as a community that is passionate and loves StarCraft and the franchise, I believe that a StarCraft 3 would be a fresh start for the esports side, for the community, for everything in particular when it comes to StarCraft. I believe a StarCraft 3 needs to be made so that we can move on from these incidents. Obviously, it'll always be a part of the past in StarCraft, but we can kind of move forward to the future. And I believe a StarCraft 3 is the one massive way that we can do this. But we as a community have got to echo it into existence. We have to tell Blizzard that we want these things. I know that the unknown sometimes is scary, as to, the community a lot of times doesn't necessarily know if they want to move into a StarCraft 3. But I believe, guys, that we need to get past the match-fixing scandal. Every time that StarCraft is brought up, it's always brought up kind of with an asterisk, which, oh yeah, that was also the game that had the match-fixing scandal. StarCraft 3 would be a fresh start for us. As a community, it would continue the lore, it would continue the story of StarCraft, this game and this franchise that we all love. Come on this journey with me, guys, as we try to get StarCraft 3, as well as many other games made. We need to be the voice of these games, and we need to echo them into existence. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.